Imagine holding a small 5-cent coin in your hand, a coin that most people would pass without a second look, yet it quietly carries decades of American history, craftsmanship, and collector curiosity. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1978 5-cent coin, a piece that proves even the most ordinary-looking change can have an extraordinary story behind it. This is not just about money. This is about understanding why collectors pay attention, why condition matters so much, and how a simple nickel can earn respect in the world of numismatics. The 1978 5-cent coin was struck at the Denver Mint, a facility known for producing strong, well-defined coins for circulation. During this period, the United States was moving through economic changes, inflation concerns, and shifting public attitudes toward money. Millions of nickels were produced, but not all of them survived in the same condition. Over time, circulation took its toll. Coins were scratched, worn down, damaged, and forgotten in drawers, jars, and pockets. Only a small percentage remained sharp, clean, and well-preserved, and that is where collector interest truly begins. At the center of this coin is the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, a design that has become one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. On a well-kept 1978 nickel, Jefferson's facial details appear crisp, the hairlines are visible, and the overall strike looks balanced and strong. These details are extremely important because collectors carefully judge how much original detail remains. The reverse side, featuring Monticello, Jefferson's historic home, tells another part of the story. When Monticello shows full steps, clean lines, and minimal wear, the coin moves into a completely different category of desirability. What makes the 1978 5-cent coin especially interesting is how it separates common examples from premium ones. In everyday circulated condition, it may look ordinary. But in higher grades, where the surfaces are clean, the luster is intact, and the strike is sharp, this coin becomes something collectors actively seek. Tiny differences, invisible to the untrained eye, can dramatically affect how the coin is viewed. A strong strike, smooth fields, and original mint shine can elevate this nickel from pocket change to a collectible item with real worth. Collectors love coins like this because they represent a challenge. Finding a 1978 nickel in exceptional condition today is not easy. Many were used heavily, and few were set aside at the time of release. Over the years, demand has grown for high-quality examples, especially among those who focus on Jefferson nickels or modern-era U.S. coinage. The Denver Mint mark adds another layer of interest, as collectors often compare strikes and quality between different mints. Another reason this coin attracts attention is its role as a snapshot of American minting history. It reflects the technology, materials, and standards of the late 1970s. Holding it is like holding a moment frozen in time, a reminder of how money once moved through everyday life, passing from hand to hand, store to store, generation to generation. Coins like this are not just metal, they are witnesses to history. For new collectors, the 1978 5-cent coin offers an exciting entry point. It teaches the importance of condition, grading, and careful observation. For experienced collectors, it represents an opportunity to complete sets or upgrade existing collections with better examples. This combination of accessibility and challenge is what keeps interest alive year after year. So the next time you come across a nickel from 1978 with a D mint mark, take a closer look. Examine the details, feel the weight, notice the surfaces. What seems small at first glance can carry surprising significance. Coins like this remind us that value is not always obvious, and sometimes the most overlooked pieces can hold the greatest potential. And when this particular 1978 5-cent coin reaches the highest levels of preservation and collector demand, its value can reach an impressive amount, recorded by collectors at $283. Beyond the surface details, there is a deeper reason why collectors remain fascinated by coins like the 1978 5-cent. Every mark, every tiny line, and every bit of remaining luster tells a silent story about where the coin has been and how it survived over the decades. Some coins were tucked away in albums, protected from wear, while others traveled endlessly through hands and pockets. The ones that escaped heavy circulation now stand apart, not because they are flashy, but because they represent rarity created by time itself. When experts examine a high-quality example, they look closely at the fields around Jefferson's portrait, checking for smoothness and original shine. Even the smallest scratch or dull patch can change how the coin is ranked. On the reverse, the steps of Monticello are especially important, as strong and uninterrupted steps show that the coin was struck with precision and care. These fine details are what transform an ordinary nickel into something truly collectible. The appeal of this coin also lies in its balance between modern and classic. It is not ancient, yet it is old enough to carry nostalgia. Many people remember using coins like this in everyday life, buying snacks, making phone calls, or saving small change in jars. That emotional connection adds another layer of attraction for collectors, making the coin more than just metal and numbers. Market interest has grown steadily as more people learn to appreciate condition rarity. While millions were minted, far fewer exist today in top-grade condition. This imbalance between supply and demand is what drives attention and excitement. Collectors understand that once a coin is damaged or worn, it can never be restored to its original state, making untouched examples increasingly valuable as years pass. For those who study coins seriously, the 1978 D5 cent becomes a lesson in patience and observation. It encourages careful handling, proper storage, and a deeper respect for the small details that define quality. Even experienced collectors often revisit this coin, searching for a better example than the one they already own, hoping to find that perfect strike with clean surfaces and strong definition. In the end, the true charm of this coin is how quietly it stands out. It does not rely on flashy designs or dramatic errors. Its strength comes from condition, history, and the story it carries through time. A simple 5-cent piece, often ignored, can rise to a level that surprises many people when its true worth is finally understood. That is why the 1978 D5 cent coin continues to capture attention, inspire curiosity, and earn respect in the collector world, with its finest examples reaching a remarkable value of $283. As time goes on, coins like the 1978 D5 cent gain a quiet strength in the collector market, not because of sudden hype, but because of steady appreciation and understanding. Collectors begin to realize that modern-era coins deserve just as much respect as older pieces when they show exceptional quality. The more people learn how difficult it is to find a truly clean, well-struck example, the more admiration this coin receives. It becomes a symbol of how everyday objects can transform into prized collectibles simply by surviving the years in remarkable condition. Another fascinating aspect is how grading services evaluate these coins. Under magnification, experts study the tiniest elements, from the sharpness of Jefferson's eye to the texture of the fields surrounding the design. A coin that looks perfect to the naked eye may reveal hidden flaws under close inspection, which is why truly high-grade examples are so scarce. This process adds mystery and excitement, as collectors often submit coins with high hopes, waiting to see how the professionals judge them. There is also a strong sense of satisfaction in owning a coin like this. It represents knowledge and patience rather than luck alone. Collectors who understand what to look for feel a deeper connection to their collection because every piece was chosen with care. The 1978 D5 cent fits perfectly into this mindset, rewarding those who take the time to study its features rather than rushing past it as common change. Over the years, stories have emerged of people discovering pristine nickels in old rolls, forgotten drawers, or long-sealed collections. These discoveries fuel excitement and remind everyone that valuable coins are not always locked away in museums. Sometimes they are hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with a trained eye to recognize their potential. This sense of possibility keeps collectors searching, checking, and learning. The design itself also plays a role in its lasting appeal. Jefferson's portrait and Monticello are deeply rooted in American identity, and seeing them preserved so clearly on a coin from 1978 creates a powerful visual connection to the past. It feels like holding a moment of history that has somehow resisted time and wear, maintaining its original character decades later. Ultimately, the story of the 1978 D5 cent is a reminder that value is built slowly. It grows through rarity of condition, collector respect, and the passage of time. What was once simple pocket change can evolve into a meaningful collectible that commands attention and admiration. This quiet transformation is what makes coin collecting so rewarding, and why even the smallest denomination can leave a lasting impression on those who truly understand its worth. With every passing year, the journey of the 1978 D5 cent continues to gain depth and character, shaped by the hands it never touched and the where it never suffered. Coins that remain untouched by harsh circulation become time capsules, preserving the original intent of the minting process. Collectors value this untouched quality because it allows them to see the coin exactly as it appeared when it first left the Denver Mint, shining with fresh luster and crisp details that modern eyes rarely encounter. The collecting community often speaks about respect for a coin, and this respect is earned through survival. The 1978 D5 cent earned its place not through rarity of mintage, but through rarity of preservation. That distinction matters greatly. Many coins are old, but very few are old and still beautiful. This coin represents that fine balance, making it a rewarding piece for those who appreciate subtlety over spectacle. There is also a sense of education attached to owning and studying this coin. New collectors learn how grading works, how light reflects off original mint surfaces, and how even a small flaw can influence desirability. Experienced collectors revisit these lessons and refine their standards, often comparing multiple examples side by side. Through this process, the 1978 D5 cent becomes more than a coin, it becomes a teacher. Stories from collectors often highlight how such coins connect generations. A nickel saved decades ago might now be examined by a new collector, creating a bridge between past and present. This shared appreciation strengthens the community and keeps the tradition alive. Each preserved coin becomes a quiet witness to changing times, economic shifts, and evolving tastes in collecting. As attention toward quality over quantity grows, coins like this continue to stand out. They remind collectors that true value is not always loud or obvious. Sometimes it is hidden in smooth surfaces, sharp edges, and the absence of wear. The joy comes from recognizing that hidden excellence and understanding why it matters. In the broader picture, the 1978 D5 cent represents the essence of coin collecting itself. It shows how patience, knowledge, and careful observation can turn something ordinary into something remarkable. Its story is still unfolding as collectors search for the finest examples and preserve them for the future, ensuring that this small but meaningful piece of history continues to be admired for many years to come. As the story moves forward, the 1978 D5 cent continues to reveal why experienced collectors never underestimate modern coins. Over time, the way collectors look at this nickel has matured, shifting from simple face value thinking to a deeper appreciation of quality, originality, and survival. Coins like this remind people that history does not only belong to centuries ago, it also lives quietly in objects from the recent past. A well-preserved example carries the atmosphere of the late 1970s, a period of change in American society, economics, and daily life, and holding such a coin feels like touching a small, silent witness to that era. What truly adds depth to this coin's appeal is the discipline it demands from collectors. It teaches restraint because cleaning, polishing, or mishandling can instantly destroy its originality. Serious collectors know that untouched surfaces are far more valuable than artificial shine. This understanding separates beginners from seasoned numismatists and gives the 1978 D5 cent an important role in shaping collector knowledge. Each careful examination builds respect for mint craftsmanship and for the passage of time that spared certain examples from damage. The emotional connection also grows stronger the more one studies this coin. It may remind someone of childhood, of saving nickels in a small box, or of everyday transactions that once felt insignificant. Years later, those same coins gain meaning, not just financially but emotionally. This nostalgia blends with technical appreciation, creating a powerful reason why collectors continue to seek the best surviving examples. As collector demand focuses more on condition rarity, competition naturally increases. Finding a top-quality 1978 D5 cent becomes more challenging, and that challenge fuels passion. Each discovery feels rewarding, as if uncovering a hidden treasure that others overlooked. This slow and steady recognition is what gives the coin lasting strength in the market and keeps it relevant despite its modest denomination. In the end, the journey of this coin is a lesson in patience and vision. It proves that value is not always immediate, and that true worth often reveals itself over time. The 1978 D5 cent stands as a quiet example of how something small can grow in importance, earning admiration, respect, and a lasting place in the world of collectors who understand that even a simple nickel can tell a powerful story. As this story continues, The 1978 D5 cent seems to speak even more clearly about the nature of time and preservation. Decades have passed since it first entered circulation, yet the finest surviving examples appear almost untouched, as if they were patiently waiting to be rediscovered. This sense of quiet endurance adds a special charm, because it reminds collectors that not all treasures announce themselves loudly. Some remain silent for years, gaining strength and meaning as time moves forward. The deeper one looks, the more this coin represents discipline and awareness. Collectors who truly understand its value know that every detail matters, from the sharpness of the rim to the balance of the strike. Light reflecting across the surface can reveal whether the coin still carries its original mint character or if it has been altered by handling. This careful observation creates a strong bond between the collector and the coin, turning the act of collecting into a thoughtful and rewarding experience. There is also a sense of continuity attached to this nickel. It connects generations of collectors, each adding their own chapter to its story. A coin saved long ago can resurface today, admired with new eyes and deeper knowledge. This ongoing journey gives the 1978 D5 cent a living presence, as though it continues to evolve in importance with every passing year. As appreciation grows, so does respect for simplicity. This coin does not rely on dramatic errors or flashy designs to command attention. Its power lies in balance, originality, and survival. In a world where attention often chases extremes, the steady and honest character of this nickel stands out even more clearly. Ultimately, the 1978 D5 cent teaches an important lesson about value itself. True worth is built slowly, through care, understanding, and time. What began as ordinary change becomes a symbol of patience and insight, proving that even the smallest denomination can carry a deep and lasting legacy for those who take the time to truly see it. The 1978 D5 cent, commonly known as the Jefferson Nickel, is a fascinating coin that represents a significant period in United States coinage history. Struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D mint mark on the reverse side near Monticello, this coin was part of a massive production year intended for everyday circulation. In 1978, the U.S. economy was facing inflationary pressures, rising metal prices, and changes in public spending habits, all of which influenced how coins were produced and used. The 5-cent coin remained an essential part of daily commerce, used in vending machines, transportation, and small retail transactions, making the 1978 D-nickel one of the most widely circulated coins of its era. Because of this heavy circulation, most examples found today show signs of wear, which adds an interesting challenge for collectors searching for higher-grade specimens. The obverse of the 1978 D5 cent features the familiar left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, one of America's founding fathers and the third president of the United States. This portrait was designed by Felix Schlag, whose design won a national competition in 1938. Jefferson's image on the coin reflects classical simplicity, showing fine details in the hair, strong facial structure, and a calm, thoughtful expression. Around the portrait are the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," with the year 1978 placed next to the word liberty. On well-preserved coins, these details appear sharp and clean, but on circulated examples, the high points such as Jefferson's cheek, jawline, and hair often show noticeable smoothing due to decades of handling. On the reverse side, the coin displays Monticello, Jefferson's historic home in Virginia, which symbolizes American heritage, intellect, and architectural achievement. Above Monticello is the word Monticello, while below it are the inscriptions 5 cents and United States of America. The Denver Mint mark D is located to the right of Monticello. The reverse design, also created by Felix Schlag, is admired for its balanced composition and architectural detail. On higher-grade coins, individual steps leading up to Monticello can be clearly seen, and these steps play a crucial role in determining collector value. Coins with fully visible and uninterrupted steps, known as full steps, are much scarcer and highly desirable among serious collectors. The composition of the 1978 D5 cent follows the standard nickel alloy used since World War II, consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel. The coin weighs 5 grams and has a diameter of 21.21 millimeters, with a smooth edge. This copper-nickel blend was chosen for durability, corrosion resistance, and cost efficiency. Despite rising metal prices in the 1970s, the intrinsic metal value of the nickel remained well below its face value, ensuring that the coin continued to circulate rather than being hoarded or melted down. This durability is why so many 1978 D nickels still survive today, even after decades of use. In terms of mintage, the Denver Mint produced an extremely large number of 5-cent coins in 1978, with hundreds of millions struck. This high production number means that the coin is considered common in circulated condition. Many people can still find 1978 D nickels in old jars, drawers, or inherited coin collections. However, while the coin itself is common, finding examples in exceptionally high condition is far more difficult. Coins that were set aside shortly after minting or preserved in rolls have a much better chance of retaining their original luster and sharp details, making them far more attractive to collectors. The value of a 1978 D 5-cent largely depends on its condition. Circulated examples typically carry only modest value, often close to face value, because of their abundance. However, uncirculated coins, especially those graded by professional grading services, can command significantly higher prices. Coins graded MS-65 or higher are particularly sought after, as they show minimal contact marks, strong luster, and well-defined details. Among these, examples with full steps designation stand out as the most valuable, since the steps on Monticello are often weakly struck or worn away on most coins. Errors and varieties also add excitement and potential value to the 1978 D 5-cent collectors actively search for coins with off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, doubled dies, or weak strikes. Although major errors are relatively rare, they do exist and can significantly increase a coin's worth depending on severity and eye appeal. A doubled die, for example, may show noticeable doubling in the lettering or date, while a die crack can create raised lines across the coin's surface. These mint errors provide a unique glimpse into the coin-making process and are highly prized by error coin enthusiasts. From a historical perspective, the 1978 D 5-cent represents a time when American coinage was transitioning toward modernization while still maintaining classic designs. The Jefferson Nickel design would soon undergo changes in later decades, including modifications to Jefferson's portrait and the eventual introduction of the Westward Journey series in the early 2000s. As such, the 1978 D issue belongs to the long-running traditional Monticello reverse era, making it part of a continuous design legacy that spanned over 60 years. For collectors, the 1978 D 5-cent can serve multiple purposes. It is an affordable entry point for beginners who want to start a Jefferson Nickel collection by date and mint mark. At the same time, it presents a challenge for advanced collectors seeking top-grade examples or full steps varieties. Searching through rolls of nickels in hopes of finding a sharply struck 1978 D with strong steps can be both educational and rewarding. The coin also appeals to history enthusiasts who appreciate its connection to Thomas Jefferson and American architectural heritage. Proper storage is important for preserving the condition of a 1978 D 5-cent coins should be kept in a dry, stable environment, ideally in coin holders, flips, or albums designed for numismatic storage. Exposure to moisture, air pollutants, or improper handling can cause discoloration or surface damage, reducing both aesthetic appeal and value. Collectors are advised to handle coins by the edges and avoid cleaning them, as cleaning can permanently damage the surface and significantly lower collector value. In conclusion, the 1978 D 5-cent may appear ordinary at first glance, but it carries depth, history, and collecting potential beneath its modest face value. Its widespread circulation tells the story of everyday American life in the late 1970s, while its design honors one of the nation's most influential figures. Whether found in pocket change or preserved in mint condition, this coin offers something for everyone, from casual collectors to serious numismatists. With patience, knowledge, and a keen eye, the 1978 D. Jefferson Nickel can become more than just a coin. It can be a meaningful piece of American history and a valuable addition to any collection.